This is the second part of Finding Land Records in Family Search. It will cover finding land records in Clearfield, Pennsylvania and Barron County, Kentucky. Okay, I'm going to show you Clearfield County, Pennsylvania land records. I went to Search Catalog. I have it in there, online search. Now, I told my husband I think they have like a secret code on theirs, and maybe this is something that's used for the different land records. I haven't looked at that many different land records in that many different counties, but I have a lot of family from Pennsylvania. So I want to show you, I'm going to go to the K's, start with the K's. It says this is the last name starts with an A, and it has all the A's, and it has last name starting with B, with the first names A through F. I'm going to come down here, I want to do the K's. So I'm going to go to this one because we've got last name of K. Now notice here it says continued. So this is the L's continued, and then we come down here, we can see that this is where the K's start. Now let me just start right here at the beginning. So they have this system where if the name starts with a K and has an L in it, then the name goes here, but if it has an L and an M in it, it goes in this row here. If it has an L and an N, it goes in this row. And if it has an L and an R in it, it goes in this row. And if it has an L and a T, then it goes here. Now this is page 1 of this index section. I have not figured out the numbering for 11. I don't know why that starts on 11. I haven't figured that part of the code out. So if you know, post it in the comments. So these names, we have these two names that are going to be on page 1, and here is page 1. And we see that K.A. Kaplajavka, however you say that, that's what that is right there. And the first name starts with an A. This AL means that there are other people listed on the document. So, we also see from here the volume. It was volume 210, page 212, and I'll show you how to find this in a few minutes. And the deed year was 1915, and it was registered on the 18th of October 1950 in Du Bois Township, or city. I'm not sure if it's township or city. And so we have Andrew, Annie, Andrew, Andy. So we see that it's not totally alphabetical. Actually, at this point, it has the A's for this name, all the A's, and it goes in numerical order. So now we have this call name here, and we have Andrew, 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 but it goes in numerical order. Let's go to the next page, see if the calls continue. It looks like the only call was an Andrew. Okay, let's try and find somebody. So here's one that has different names. These are the first names. This is for Kelly as the last name, but the last name, or the first name, is Atkinson, Agnes, Atkinson. So again, it is in chronological order here, and not in alphabetical order once we get here. Now these are just the A's. So let's go to the next section. I can't remember how many pages. I'm looking for the end of the section. 9, 11, 13. Okay, here is page 1. So here is our index for the next section. These are K's with an M, and then K with an M and an L, an M and an N, M and an R, M and a T. And we see we have 1 and page 2, page 2, page 2. So there's only 2 pages on this. Here's the first one. See, let's see, it says Kemp. It's on page 1, so we have Alan Kemp, only one person there. And Kine, there's a few of those. And again, in chronological order, not alphabetical order. Okay, so we only have 2 pages here. Okay, a new one starts. Okay, and this one has 15 pages. I'm not going to go through all of this. Let's just quickly go through these. I want to 15. Okay, now this is where my Kephart line comes in. So these are K's with an R in them, and this has an R and an L. R and an L, R and an L. This one has an R and an M. Now, I saw on one, it's not on this one. Now see, this is one of the things I wanted to show you. This is 13, 13, then it says 12. And then 14, 12, 14, 13. These do not actually go in chronological order. They pretty much do, but for some reason, see, we have 11, 12, and then 11, 11. And on one I was looking at, this name Corman was here because it has an R and an M, and it was also listed over here, Corman, because it has an R and an N. It was the same, and it was on the same page. Okay, so I want to look at the Kepharts. So they're on page 14 of this section. So let's go forward. And here's where my Kepharts start. So we have Ann Kephart, and the grantee was Andrew G. Curtin. And there's an AL, so there was somebody else on here. So it's on P, make sure I have this written down, I do, page 212. So let's go over here, and I should have had this set up already, but I didn't. Okay, search the catalog. I'm going to go back to Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Okay, and do online and search and land and deeds. Okay, so now we're going to come all the way down here where we see deeds. Okay, so deeds, I'm looking for P. Here's a P, 1855 to 1856. So let's go back over here. Remember, here's 1855 is when it was recorded, and the year of the deed was 1853. So let's go back and see if I can find it again. Here's P, and I'm going to click on this. Now P was not the first one. So here's the second one. Let's see. There is P. Okay. So here's the P's start here. And again, let's go back and look. It was on page 212. I'm going to, okay. I thought I wrote down what page it was, what image, but I don't see it. So let's go find 212. This is how I normally find it. I have to kind of go through here. I click, I've got 102, so I've got to go farther down. 200, so let's go here. 208, 209, I'm close enough, I'm just going to go forward this way. Oops. Clicked one too many times. Okay. And we see down here, we look over here on the side, and it says David Kephart to Andrew Curtin. And that's a little and a W, so it probably means and wife. We look over here, and it says the year between David Kephart of Decatur Township, Clearfield State, Pennsylvania, and Ann, his wife. So this is with Andrew Curtin. So they're selling their property to Andrew Curtin. So I'm going to do another video on this actual deed and what is listed. It's not the townships. It is by meets and bounds, and that is totally different, and I'm not really good with it, but I can explain what I do know on it. So I will create another video going over this one. But I just wanted to show you how this deed book works. It just took me a while to figure it out. So if I am looking for David, then I have to go to the D's, not the A's. So I would have to go down here farther. Let's see. Am I still on the A's? I'm on G's. So I have missed the D's. But I'm on G. So it takes a little bit of work to figure out how to find, let's see here, E. So I'm getting closer. And maybe there's somebody else who knows how to do this faster than I am doing it. There's still E's. And here we have the D's. So now I have to go back and find, these start with L, and I want the one that starts with an R. So I would have to go forward watching this. Let's see, there's 3 pages here, so let's, okay, see this one's the M. N. And here's R. And see, there is Kephart, and it's on page 9. So let's go forward to page 9. And here's the Kepharts starting here, and here's David. And David actually has one in 1846, 1853. That is the one we found with his wife, Anne. Anyways, I hope that's clear. If not, watch it again. Get in and try to do it yourself. It took me a while to figure it out, and it still takes me a while to get around in here, but at least I've kind of figured it out. Anyways, there is a lot of good information in these land records. You can see that this one was something to do with the sheriff. I don't know if he didn't pay his bills and so the sheriff sold it, or if he decided to have it go on an auction. I found one the other day. Let's see. It might have been this one right here. And it was David Kephart, but it was the inheritance from the property from his father, and it listed all of the children that were still living and their spouses. Absolutely wonderful document. Actually, that's in P, so on page 211, am I back? Let's see. This is document P. Nope. Let me look back again here. 1855. Nope. It was actually this one, and that is in T. I'm not going to take the time. I'd like to show you. I should have had it up. But this is the document right here in 1860, and this is his brother. They were giving the land to his brother, but all of the siblings were listed in this document. Anyways, have fun looking for your relatives in these land records and see what you can find. Thanks for watching. Here were the results for Barron County, Kentucky records. Notice they have a small key over the camera. This means they can only be seen in a family history center at one of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints church buildings or one of their family history libraries. I had taken this snippet a few days ago. I went to record it the following day and found the records didn't have the little key over the camera. I am really glad I took a screenshot of this so that you can see what you might find on some of the records. I am super excited to review these records. Let's take a look at those land records in Barron County, Kentucky. Okay, I want to do Barron County, Kentucky. Barron County, Kentucky. And it comes up, and as I showed you in the slide before, it was all locked. But I did land records, the deeds, and let's see, and voila, today they are all open. I was so excited. Now again, this is similar to one of the ones I did before. It has the grantor indexes, A to C, D to L, M to R, S to Z, and then it starts with the grantee. So these are the people who received it, and it has the index to those. Okay, I want to do the S's, and let's go there. I have it up, but let's go ahead and show you how it works. So they don't have the handy dandy little things in between. It's all alphabetical. So let's look at this. It starts with S, but it's SA, so it's actually, everything is definitely alphabetical. And I have Skaggs, and I went ahead and I looked at 97, image 97. So let's go here. I thought it was 97. Well, it's close. Maybe it's, nope. Okay, let's keep looking. S-I-J-K, so okay, so this shows you how you have to kind of look. Let me show you right here. Here it's phonetic. So it's Simpson, but sometimes it was SY, but they put it in here. So if you had something like that, you might need to try to think of the phonetics of it. Okay. Well, I wrote down, but guess 97. Okay, it's definitely before this. Okay. Don't like to take the time to show you all of this, but okay, so let's go SL, so it's got to be before that. There we go. Here's my Skaggs. So that gives you an idea of how you have to kind of search. But this one's actually pretty straightforward. So my Skaggs start right here. Okay, and this gives you the year. This was John Skaggs, and he was selling to William Wright, power of attorney. It's in Book A, page 433. And look at this. On some of these, it tells you it's on Little Barron Branch, the East Fork Little Barron. So this kind of gives you an idea right here where the property is that they're selling. Okay, 102 acres. So this one even tells some of the acreage. I think I saw that on the page before. Yes, 200 acres, 100 acres, 74 acres. So you get quite a bit of information here on this one. Now let's see up here. They have the names, if their name starts with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or H, their name is going to be in here. So we see we have an E, H, and a Cora. So that's probably a husband and a wife, and his name started with an E and hers with a C. This one starts with a W, so William starts there. Serelda is an S. So that's their first name. This is their last name. And then this is who they sold to. Here is the deed I recently found in Clearfield, Pennsylvania that I mentioned earlier. First, it says it is for the heirs of Henry Kephart. Then it lists Henry's children and their spouses. David Kephart and Nancy, his wife. Andrew Kephart and Rachel, his wife. Ellen Kephart and Daniel Kephart, her husband. Nancy S. Hughes and Richard Hughes, her husband. Charlotte Crane and John Crane, her husband. George Kephart and Mary, his wife. Henry Kephart and Sarah, his wife. Mary Neerhoff and Andrew Neerhoff, her husband. Barbara Crane, William Kephart and Susan his wife, and last, Stephen Kephart, who is receiving ownership to the property. Also note that it tells where each of these people lived. The county of Clearfield, Pennsylvania, Mercer County, Pennsylvania, Blair County, Pennsylvania, Lynn County, Iowa, Decatur Township, Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Since Henry lived in Decatur Township and Stephen is getting the land, then it is likely that Stephen is living in Decatur Township on this property he is receiving. At the bottom of the page are the signatures of each of the people. Let's do a comparison. David and Nancy Kephart, Andrew and Rachel Kephart, Ellen and Daniel Kephart, Nancy and Richard Hughes, Charlotte and John Crane, George and Mary Kephart. Notice there is no signature for Mary Kephart. Henry and Sarah Kephart, Mary and Andrew Nerhoff, and Barbara Crane. Notice that there is a Margaret Kephart listed but not mentioned. Also notice that many have an X that says his or her mark. This means that the person could not write their own name. Henry actually does have a daughter named Margaret, but she had died before this time and she had been married, so she should have been listed with her married name if she was still alive. I think what happened is that the person who did write the names for some reason got confused and wrote Margaret instead of Mary, George's wife, and no one caught the mistake. Other than this Margaret-Mary issue, this is a wonderful document that verifies Henry's children. Land records are a little more challenging to find and often hard to read, but they can be valuable documents. Happy hunting!